The Prison Experience, Blackburn and the Radio, Chapter 13. Listening to my radio while at Blackburn was a daily way to escape from some of the prison stuff one could get caught up in. Any time I could listen to music instead of prison talk, my earbuds would be in and my radio turned on. I took my radio everywhere with me. It's small and fit into my shirt pocket. Even in the bathroom I'd be listening to the radio. The first thing I did each morning when the lights came on in the dorm was turn on my radio. The last thing I did before going to sleep at night was turn off my radio. I kept it under my mattress at night so I could get it on first thing of the morning. So the radio was very important to me. There were 3 radio stations that over time I would be listening to: Z-Rock 103, Double Q, and Classic Rock. I could pick up these stations anywhere at Blackburn. Of the morning 2 radio shows I would switch back and forth to were on Z-Rock and Classic Rock. I found that the radio stations in the Lexington area were a lot different than what was available in Pike County. The basic radio stations I had to choose from in Pike County were sort of dead. There were no stimulating discussions about anything, and the playlists were old and boring. So getting to listen to what was available to the Lexington area was fresh and a little strange at times. I did most of my prison sentence at Blackburn. Over time I got real familiar with what was being broadcast on those stations. I play a variety of different musical instruments and enjoy rock music. I had this Aussie thing going on at Blackburn too, and was writing songs while there. At the gym and chapel, the inmates had access to guitars and even a set of drums. I did look at the instruments, but did not get involved in playing in prison. For me, I thought it would be wrong to. Other inmates did play, however, and I sometimes would listen to what they were doing. Anyway, I listened to the radio a lot and listened close I did. I like certain type of sounds and rhythms and what some songs are about. Music can be a powerful and influential thing, and I enjoy most of it, but there are some songs I don't really care for all that much, as I find them hard to listen to. My first name is Barry, and is my given name. I didn't realize what a problem this was until I got used to what was being broadcast on Lexington radio stations. I know that artists sometimes include names in songs. I've heard them before. I didn't pay that a lot of attention until I got to Blackburn. Then it started to bug me. There are quite a lot of songs with the name Barry in them, and each song is different. I started noticing how often a Barry song would get played on the radio, and I was a little disturbed by it. As a musician or someone who works with audio, it's hard not to notice. Barry songs were being played a lot. I tried not to take it personally. I really tried not to, but it started getting on my nerves. My first name is Barry, and some of the songs just ain't going to work out for me. As a Barry, you never know what's on someone else's mind sometimes. Weird stuff happens, like one day I met another guy named Barry who was an inmate at Blackburn for a while. First thing he said to me was, "Us Barrys have to stick together." I sort of knew what he meant, but didn't like it. There were strange comments that came out of people too, after I got talking to some of them. Lexington's a fairly large place. It's not like the small crappy town I'm from. You never know how a Barry song might affect someone else either. Then there was this Barry thing that Twitch and MJ would refer to on their morning show that I had to deal with. It started getting weirder, like I didn't have enough to deal with. It was so noticeable that I had to take time out to address it. I usually turned my radio dial to another station when the Barry song got played. It would just make me want to flip out. Prison wasn't the best place to flip out in either. If you want to turn your world to me, be my guest, but I'm not getting paid for it. If you make a list of the number of songs with Barry in them, then you might sort of understand. That's a pretty long list. And some of the songs I don't mind, but some of them sort of suck. I'm actually a pretty fun guy, like a good joke as well, but my life is full of tragic events nestled in between the really good things. Prison was fun at times. I laughed a lot. I met some really cool people there. I also had some trouble at times. I could not help wondering if the trouble was due to the Ozzy syndrome or the songs on the radio, or a combination of the two. There are a lot of different people in the world, and it's hard to please everyone. Anyway, as a musician, I have my own thoughts about Barry-type songs. I'm not trying to tell you what to sing about, but I do notice that a lot of them get playtime on the radio. Just know that I get no form of payment for that, no matter how listeners react to them.